Hello there viewers, I'm the Knight of Arcane, and when I did my first Mortal Kombat video back in January, I got a suggestion from Galahound1940 on turning Kung Fu Panda into Mortal Kombat combatants. And with the recent release of Kung Fu Panda 4, why is there a Kung Fu Panda 4? I thought it would be the perfect time to do it. Though was a bit under the weather and had to deal with tax season, so with two of them, I eventually had to get the rough paper sketch designs out to do the line work for them instead of the usual process. Speaking of Galahound, I would actually like to take the time to give their channel a shout out. They have a similar story in Speedpaint style of videos like me and the rest of the group like Popcross, DMZJ, Kingpin, and Nerd Comics, and I think you should check them out. The emotions they use in their 5 Nights of Pokemon video is just incredible. Anyways, let's check out our Kung Fu Panda combatant, shall we? Many warriors on Earthrealm have been trained by Raiden and his allies, knowing they would be needed to protect the realm if challenged to Mortal Kombat. Bo Rai Cho, an Outworld warrior respected by the God of Thunder, was one such ally who helped train many potential fighters. One day, a child was left at Bo Rai Cho's temple, and through compassion in his heart, the Outworlder adopted the child, naming him Tai Lung. As he grew up, Tai Lung showed great promise in Kung Fu and other fighting styles, a natural prodigy that Bo Rai Cho trained to become one of the finest warriors of Earthrealm. He soon brought Tai Lung to Raiden's temple, where he met the young Shaolin monk that would become known as the Great Kung Lao, and was then trained alongside the monk by Raiden and his allies. Over time, Tai Lung became prideful, even overconfident with his abilities, learning multiple techniques and styles, and besting many of the other warriors he trained with only the Great Kung Lao being his equal. Yet, despite any of his accomplishments, he wanted to know more, and be the greatest warrior of not just Earthrealm, but all the realms. Soon, the protector of Earthrealm grew weary of the current grand champion, Shang Tsung, and knew he needed a warrior to enter and beat him. Seeing this as his chance, Tai Lung requested to be entered into the tournament, believing he'd be the one to finally beat the sorcerer. However, his pride and arrogance told Raiden he was not ready, so he refused Tai Lung's request, and that the Great Kung Lao would represent Earthrealm. Enraged by the Protector and his own master agreeing to this, Tai Lung left, searching for Shang Tsung to prove them all wrong. Yet, when he tracked the sorcerer down, he was praised by the man for his cunning and power, having heard so much about the warrior the former Outworld master had trained. Shang Tsung talked about how much better Tai Lung was than anyone on Earthrealm, that he's probably even better than Raiden, a so-called god, and offered him the power and respect he wanted if he helped him kill the Great Kung Lao. With no hesitation, Tai Lung agreed. The night before the fight, Tai Lung and a bunch of Tarkatan warriors lent to him laid waste to the town Bo Rai Cho's temple resided, drawing his former master and the Earthrealm protector far away from the god's temple, acting as a distraction for a revenant assassin sent by the sorcerer Quan Chi. Bo Rai Cho couldn't shake the image of the boy he trained from his mind, allowing Tai Lung to defeat him, yet he was then effortlessly defeated by Raiden when he tried to take the god on himself. With the attack halted and the reveal of the deal between Tai Lung and Shang Tsung by the freed assassin, Raiden had Tai Lung exiled from Earthrealm, to never return on punishment of death. This led to the exiled martial artist to swear allegiance to Shao Kahn, with the promise he'd finally be able to kill those that wronged him. Tai Lung became one of the Khan's best lieutenants, and waited patiently for his time to come. Yet when he learned about his former master's newest student, he had a new goal in mind. Tai Lung swore that he would best and kill Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage is one of the most recognized actors and martial artists to the normal people of Earthrealm. Yet, he's also recognized as a skilled combatant by Raiden himself, and has helped Earthrealm alongside his long acting career. One of his biggest fans is a young man named Po Ping, an orphan that was found and raised in his adopted father's noodle shop. Po grew up watching kung fu action movies, with Johnny Cage's films being his favorite ones. He knew all the moves done in them by heart, and wanted to one day be a martial artist like his idol, though his father wanted him to run the noodle shop after him, like he did after his father, who did it after his father, who won it gambling, while others made fun of his dream and claimed he was too fat to be a martial arts star. One day, Johnny Cage was actually in his hometown for an event, and Po skipped work hoping for a chance to meet him. The event was a small tournament that Johnny claimed in interviews was set up to look for some new talent for his films, but was actually a way for him and Raiden to scout out new fighters for Earthrealm. Having accidentally took a few wrong turns trying to get to a seat, Po soon found himself in the fight ring, full of people that were a bit more intimidating than him. Most of the audience laughed seeing him in the ring, thinking he was just entertainment in the fight, like a rodeo clown. Even Johnny had a snicker seeing the young man in the ring. Yet Raiden looked at him, intrigued, and seeing something in him. Having never really been in a fight before in his life, Po wasn't doing super great at the start, taking a lot of hits from the other fighters, but he soon saw this as his chance to prove himself, so he used all the techniques he saw from the movies to fight back, along with his own weight to knock around opponents and keep him sturdy. Soon the match was over, with Po standing as the victor, surprising everyone into silence before the disguised Raiden started to clap for him. He was taken backstage and got to meet his idol and the God of Thunder, where Raiden then gave Johnny a surprising task: to train Po to be ready for Mortal Kombat, much to the shock of both the actor and the younger man. In private, Johnny tried to tell the god it was a fluke, some form of accident Po won, even if he was proud of the fact he used his own moves against the other opponents. But Raiden simply told him, there are no accidents. Johnny struggled as a teacher at first, trying to teach Po how he was taught, and from random tutorials he could find in books and online. Yet against the other combatants Raiden had gathered, Po continued to be beaten. Not that the young man really minded, he was living the dream of being a martial artist with his idol trying to teach him. Johnny felt he'd never be able to train Po, before he vented his frustrations to Sonya, and something clicked in him. Johnny was trying to make Po to be a copy of himself, when he should be trying to help Po be his best self. With that realization, Johnny was quickly able to then help Po become the type of fighter he was supposed to be, surprising many of the other fighters with his improvement. Now, Po is another warrior ready to defend Earthrealm from any realm that tries to attack, and if any foe tries to underestimate him, they'll find themselves in a world of hurt. The Zaterrans have survived many disasters, allowing them to live in Outworld, though oppressed under Shao Kahn's rule. This oppression has led many Zaterrans to follow similar mindsets, like the Khan that rules them. The need to be strong, that those that are weak and unable to fight are worthless, and that this is the only way for their kind to survive. The Zaterran warrior Komodai followed this doctrine to a T, hoping he himself, or his legacy through his children, would allow him great glory and prestige in service to the Khan, like with Reptile and Saurian. However, all his sons would die, sickly and too weak to live long after birth, with only his lone daughter named Viper surviving, who was born without either of her arms. Komodai put all the blame of his dead sons and, in his eyes, defective daughter on his mate, and left them, kicking them out of the small Zaterian clan he had set up for himself. Her mother would soon die, leaving Viper alone, growing up in the streets trying to get by off whatever scraps she could find and survive the more dangerous individuals. Yet was kind-hearted and tried to be helpful even though she had no arms. Viper was looked after a bit by some dancers in the entertainment district, putting ribbons in her hair while braiding them and teaching her beautiful dances to help make her smile and help her find a way to make some coin. Her Zaterian physique allowing her to be more flexible and dexterous. When some brutes tried to be a bit too rough with the dancers that practically raised her, Viper retaliated by using the movement of her dance to fight them off, with kicks and the braids of her hair acting like whips. This caught the attention of Chameleon of the Umgadi, who was impressed by her fellow Zaterian and decided to take her under her wing to train. With the help of the older Zaterian, Viper learned new ways to fight with just her legs and hair, having the braids end with blades and snakehead-like ornaments with poison fangs to help paralyze and weaken her foes. Viper did wonder what Chameleon planned to do with her. She couldn't become part of the Umgadi, since she was too old to be selected and brought into their ranks. And while she saw no problem serving the royal princesses, she wasn't so sure about serving the man that all but forced the doctrine that led to her father abandoning her with his oppression. So what was the plan? Well, Chameleon, who was raised more so by Umgadi that served Queen Sindel and still held loyalties to her and her beliefs, were working to find and train outworld fighters to help fight against Shao Kahn in any of his wars or Mortal Kombat tournaments, and was able to get in contact with Raiden through his allies on their plan. If they could show that even a few individuals of Outworld were willing to fight against the Khan's tyranny, more would fight for their true rulers and for their freedom. So, when she believed Viper was ready, Chameleon was able to get her to the God of Thunder, to complete her training on Earthrealm, and to remember to never give up hope. Determined to make the woman she saw as an older sister proud, Viper joined the Earthrealm team of fighters, finding a new family to love, care for, and protect, and hope to one day see her sister in all but blood again. And that was Kung Fu Panda characters as Mortal Kombat combatants. A bit shorter than usual, but a fun prompt I would like to get back to. But what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments, along with other Kung Fu Panda characters and other series I should put into Mortal Kombat, and ideas I should try with Mortal Kombat characters. Of course, for more Mortal Kombat content, check out my Has-Been Hotel characters in Mortal Kombat. Personally, one of my favorite videos of the year, and somehow got a lot of things right for a video I got done before I even saw episode 1. And for some variety, we have Godzilla Kaiju as mermaids, and Mario characters as animatronics, since Mario Day was recent and didn't get anything out for that this year. And if you liked what you saw, then leave a like, and subscribe to join our growing little Arcane town, to be in the know for future videos, polls, and announcements. And make sure to check out Galahound's videos and subscribe to them too. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later.